Hello Zencoders, Alex from Zencoder here. In this video, we will go over ways to expand the capabilities of LLMs specifically for data analysts. We will use two powerful concepts, MCP servers and agent skills, both introduced by Anthropic. MCP has been around for more than a year now, so I hope you already had a chance to play with it. But let me know in the comment section down below if you want me to create a separate video about MCP. Skills, on the other hand, is the shiny new thing everyone is talking about. Now, if you already know what agent skills are, feel free to jump to this timestamp you see on the screen or use the timecode from the description down below. One of the problems you might have encountered when using MCPs is that they tend to pollute the context window quite quickly, which means there is less space for task-specific context and your queries. Some MCPs have crazy amount of tools and they all are exposed to the agent at once. Even though in reality, for each task, agent might only need one or two tools out of say 50. For example, here I have an agent that has only default tools like file system access. Together with agentic harness, it occupies a bit more than 10% of the context window. Now if I add GitHub and do the same query, I've already consumed more than 30% of the context window. If I were to ask the agent to do something more meaningful, like new feature implementation, the agent would quickly start losing details. Agent skills are supposed to help with that, among other things. So what is agent skill? Essentially, it is a way to extend agents' capabilities and knowledge by providing a set of instructions, scripts, and resources required to perform specific tasks. And then agent can load only those skills relevant to the task at hand, similar to human skills. For example, when you are cooking, you are not remembering all the recipes you know along with other non-cooking skills you have. Instead, you sort of load into memory only a specific recipe, or even just following instructions from the cookbook or some web page that only cover the dish you want to cook. Similarly, when you give a set of skills to the agent, it doesn't load all of them into its context window. Instead, it only gets a short description of each skill. So here are a few examples. First of all, we have a skill, of course, to create skills. And here's its short description. It is essentially just a few sentences long. Here's another one. That's a skill to create MCP servers. And again, the description over here is just a couple sentences. And then, whenever that specific skill is required for the task, it gets loaded in full. Thus, the context window is not getting polluted with a ton of things the agent won't actually need to do its job. You can also further organize the skill into some sort of hierarchical structure with crosslinks between files and directories. And let me know in the comments down below if you want a separate video with a deeper dive on the best ways to create and organize your own skills. Of course, MCP and agent skills are not mutually exclusive, and by mixing and matching, you can get very powerful agents specialized on specific use cases. In this video, we will cover a couple examples of what can be created specifically for the needs of data analysts. And if you want me to cover a specific area of application for the skills and MCPs, please leave a comment under the video. For our data analyst skills, I will be using e-commerce dataset publicly available on BigQuery. And of course, when we start working with a new dataset, it is a good idea to do exploratory data analysis. What can help us with that is exploratory data analysis skill, which contains some guidelines along with code snippets useful for EDA and Jupyter MCP server that will allow agent to interact with Jupyter Notebook. All the links to skills and MCP servers as well as my queries I will leave in the video description. Now, let's put the first instruction for our agent to do the EDA. It is pretty straightforward. Do exploratory data analysis of the dataset in Jupyter Notebook. And each created plot, in addition to rendering the notebook, should also be set in the into analysis directory. I also will select Opus 4.5 for this query.
A few moments later.
Okay, our agent completed the EDA. Let's check out the notebook. So we have here our notebook. Let's see. Agent got a sample, did some analysis, created some plots for us. So overall, looks like a nice exploratory data analysis. Now that we got initial exploration done, let's dive a bit deeper into the data. For that, I've added two more skills, funnel analysis and cohort analysis. I will also add BigQuery MCP because I want the agent to execute queries directly. And now let's ask our agent to perform cohort and funnel analysis of our dataset. As you can see, the agent loaded our two skills for funnel analysis and cohort analysis. And at the same time, we are still quite low on context window consumption. We are below 25% thanks to skills. All right, so funnel and cohort analysis is done. Our agent created for us a few files. Let's check them out. So over here we have average weekly retention, retention curves by cohorts, some funnels, drop-off analysis. And this looks like a compiled dashboard of the cohort and funnel analysis. And last but not least, of course, we also want to present all of this in a nice slideshow. Let's use yet another skill for this. This skill is a bit more elaborate and contains also a bunch of scripts in addition to just skill.md file. Let's give our agent the following instruction. Just create a presentation using the PNG images in the analysis directory, as well as data from the Jupyter notebook, and make a compelling story out of that. Let's run it and watch it create slides for us. Okay, let's go through the slides quickly. There is a summary, some plots, some analysis. We have time-based analysis, conversion funnel, cohort retention, and then some key recommendations that Opus gave us based on the data it observed and based on the plots it observed. Of course, this is just scratching the surface of what you can do with agents, skills, and MCPs. If you liked the video and learned something new today, hit the like and subscribe button. Also, let me know in the comment section what kind of skills or MCPs you want me to cover in the next video. Have fun on coding, and until next video.